3 nights before her wedding, Leora, the chieftain's daughter of Neru, couldn't sleep. Her mind was restless, filled with questions she didn't dare voice. She had always trusted her grandmother's gift of intuition, and tonight it was screaming warnings. Something about Kale, the man she was to marry, felt wrong, but she couldn't put her finger on it. Leora was known across the village for her intelligence and beauty. She had rejected 6 suitors already, refusing to marry for wealth or status. She wanted love, true love, someone who would see her for who she was, not just a chieftain's daughter. Then Kale arrived. Kale was everything she thought a perfect man should be: tall, handsome, wealthy, and kind. But what made him different was his attention. He asked her about her dreams, the stories she loved, the fears she held close. "I want to know you," he said. "Not the daughter of Chief Arun, but you, Leora." Slowly, she found herself falling for him. But there were odd things. Kale always left before sunset. He wore a strange talisman around his neck that he never let anyone touch. Once, when she reached for it, his eyes widened with panic. "It belonged to my mother," he said. "I don't let anyone touch it." After that, he never spoke of his mother again. He and his father, Tobin, often stared toward the eastern forest, where the forbidden grove lay. Her friend, Sela said, "All men have secrets. Don't worry too much." Leora wanted to believe her friend, but something deep in her gut whispered that there was more. Then one night, she couldn't ignore it. She heard voices behind the granary. Peeking through the shadows, she saw Kale and Tobin talking. "Are you sure she suspects nothing?" Tobin asked coldly. "She is curious," Kale said, his voice breaking. "She asks questions, but it doesn't matter. In 3 nights after the ceremony, it will be done. She'll be bound to our family, and you will live." Leora's heart stopped. "Bound? A sacrifice?" Tobin continued. "If you don't marry before your 24 harvest, the curse consumes you. You know what happens if you fail. Would you choose death over this? Would you let our bloodline end?" I love her," Kale whispered. "Then love her enough to survive 3 more nights. Keep her trusting. The moment she suspects, we are lost," Tobin said. That night, Leora's mind raced. She needed answers. She needed to know the truth. She made her decision. She would follow Kale into the Forbidden Grove. With Sela's help, she prepared. She wore a dark wrapper, tied her head carefully, and took a small knife just in case. "If you're not back by dawn," Sela warned, "I tell your father everything." When Kale left, Leora slipped into the shadows, following him as he walked through the village and into the dark forest. The deeper she went, the stranger became. Trees twisted unnaturally, and the normal sounds of forest disappeared, replaced by a heavy, eerie silence. Soon, she reached the standing stones, marking the boundary of the Forbidden Grove. Her grandmother's voice echoed in her memory. "This is where our world ends and theirs begins." But she pressed on. Then she saw them, dozens of people standing in a clearing around a massive tree, its bark black as midnight, glowing with strange symbols, the same symbols as Kale's talisman. They chanted in unison, their voices low and rhythmic. An ancient woman stepped forward, wearing a headdress made of bones. "Brothers and sisters of the bound bloodlines," she said, "we gather under the full moon. The time of reckoning approaches for our brother Kale." Kale stepped forward, removed his talisman, and his skin changed. Gray veins spread across his body like cracks in stone, and his eyes glowed yellow. Leora bit her fist to keep from screaming. "Without the amulet, without the ritual, this consumes our bloodline," the elder continued. "Kale has 3 nights to complete the binding ceremony. The innocent bride, chosen from a chief's family, will speak the binding words, and he will be freed." Leora's world tilted. A curse, a ritual, She was a sacrifice. But then a figure emerged from the shadows. Kale's mother, Ego. She had been banished long ago. The crowd gasped. "I am Kale's mother," she said firmly. "I was told I died when he was 10. I was banished for discovering another way. The sacrifice is not the only path. The willing choice can break the curse completely for all future generations." Chaos erupted. Tobin shouted, "No woman would choose this." Kale's eyes shone with determination. "I won't sacrifice Leora," he said. "If I die, let it be me, not her." Leora's heart pounded. She spent that night at Sela's, thinking, crying, but also feeling a growing resolve. By dawn, she had made her choice. She would risk everything. On the day of the wedding, the village buzzed with activity. Women prepared her hair, smeared her with shea butter, strung coral beads around her neck, and dressed her in the finest clothes. But Leora's mind was on the grove, the truth, and Kale's sacrifice. When Kale arrived, he looked handsome but tired. Tobin's eyes burned with fury. The ceremony began. Libations were poured, gifts exchanged, blessings offered. When Leora approached Kale, she held his gaze, and he paled, sensing something. She knew. Before answering the elder's question, she asked him, "Do you love me?" "Yes," he said, "more than life itself." "Would you ever willingly harm me?" "Never. I swear it." "Then tell everyone here about your mother, about the curse, about the choice I must make." Kale confessed. He told the village everything. The curse, the binding ceremony, the innocent women trapped, his mother banished for finding another way, and Tobin's plan to sacrifice her. The crowd went silent. That night, on the full moon, Leora and Kale walked together into Forbidden Grove. Chief Arun, Sela, Ego, and Mother Amina followed. The cursed bloodline watched. Mother Amina spoke to Leora. "You know the price. Your soul may be trapped between worlds. Yet you come willingly?" "I come willingly," Leora said. "Love over fear, hope over certainty. I believe truth and love can transform what fear and deception created. Kale chose my freedom over his life. I choose him." Kale removed his talisman, and his skin turned gray again. Leora spoke the ancient words of binding, not with fear, but with understanding and courage. The symbols on the tree glowed brighter than ever. The air shimmered, thick with energy, and the forest seemed to tremble. Then something incredible happened. The spirit spoke. "You offer the opposite of the curse. You give freely love unbounded. You are not a vessel. You are a mirror. The curse cannot survive your choice." Light exploded. Leora felt herself pulled into the unknown, suspended between worlds. She heard Kale calling her name, shouting, reaching for her. But she focused on the truth. She was choosing love willingly, not fearfully. Suddenly, she returned to her body. Kale held her in his arms, crying. His skin was normal. The curse marks were gone. He was fully human, fully alive. The grove erupted in celebration. One by one, the cursed bloodline removed their talismans. The 3-generation curse was broken. 3 days later, Leora and Kale married in the grove itself. It was no longer forbidden, but sacred again. Families reconciled. Tobin humbled himself, asking for forgiveness. Ego stood proudly beside her son. The village rejoiced. Children would grow free, women safe, men unbound. Kale whispered to Leora, "I almost lost you, but you chose correctly," she said. "That's what matters." And under the full moon, the grove seemed to breathe easier, alive with the light of truth, courage, and love that could break any curse.